All right, and we are live.
Oh, we're live. Good. Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome back to the Crown of the Tyrant Queen game. Uh, I know that we introduced ourselves last session, but I feel like it would make sense for everyone to reintroduce themselves.
Yep.
So, how about we start with you, Tony?
Uh, shit.
Just name,
Hi, I'm
pronouns, and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm she, her. I play Hecate, and I'm a bird bard.
A bird bard. That's good. Um, all right. Then Min, go ahead and introduce yourself. Or you don't need me to call your name. We're just going down the list on the Discord call.
Oh, so if I just quickly change my name to someone else.
I've
Min,
avoided death
introduce
by changing my
yourself.
name.
You're already at the
I'm
bottom.
him,
Shy.
and I'm playing Herrick, the Black Half Dragon Jaeger.
All right.
Okay.
I am Kirby, aka Iris, aka Alec. It's fine. All works. He, him, and I will be playing Gil, the chaotic, angry monk.
All right, and Sai.
I dipped my necklace in ketchup. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm sorry. She, her. I will be playing the Tenku Fighter Sorcerer. Because you can't catch me in a freaking game with less than 2 classes.
Of course. As you do.
Or the alert feat.
No, that was one game. One game! You
All
weren't
right,
even in
so-
it!
Wow,
I
called
was in
out.
games where you had the alert feat.
Bullshit!
Got
Actually, I wouldn't doubt it.
Called out.
Remember when I played Index, the weird ass
Warforged.
Warforged?
Hmm.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, that game you had alert. Also, you have a lot of characters with mirror image because it's a wonderful, really good spell. But
Don't reveal my
I
secrets.
think I haven't played in the game with you as a player where you haven't cast the spell at least once.
She's
Alright.
got an addiction.
Then again, really good spell. All right, so I'm Warboss. I am the dungeon master for this game. Warboss Vincent, doesn't matter. Call me whichever you prefer. And well, let's just get into it then. So we'll start with a little recap, kindly written by our good host. Everyone say thank you, Curve.
No.
No.
All
Really
right,
feeling the love
so-
over here, guys.
All right, so let me get close to my microphone, put on my radio voice, and start reading this little recap of our last session. Last time in Crown of the Tyrant Queen, we started in Bismuth, a small fortified city on Bastion's border with the Queendom. There we met Herrick, tall, muscular, black half-dragon Jaeger, with a golden right eye and an eye patch covering his left, who we found resting and bonding with a black-coated mare. The stable was run by the Holiday Inn, where Hecate, the turquoise-plumed Aarakocra bard, was playing a set on their accordion to much jubilation. As he haggles the innkeeper for drinks between songs, we turn to the local Adventurers Guild training yard where Gil, a blonde-haired, golden-eyed human monk with gilded red robes, was found sparring with a young member of the town guard, a fiery brunette woman who managed to hold her own with Gil's guidance. As the fight wound down and both caught their breath, evening made way to night, and a red moon, one of the 5 eyes of the goddess that adorns the skies, diffused the northern gates in crimson light. Sirora, a small black-feathered female Kenku sorcerer with a dark cloak, approached the gate looking for shelter for the night, shortly followed by a pale yellow rolling fog, which impacted and began to dissolve the city's defenses, and a force barrier covering the open sky was shattered by Zurson, an adult black dragon leading the siege. From the fog, scaled creatures began to emerge, attacking the northern gates and pouring into the city, causing everyone to begin evacuating towards the south gate. In the midst of battle, Herrick saddled his newly made horse companion, preparing to flee as a group of kobolds burst into the streets of the Holiday Inn, killing his civilians in the doorway and driving many patrons, including Hecate, to flee outside just as Gil and Soroya arrived at the scene. Upon
I
assessing
fucking
the
swear
threat,
every time that you mispronounce Sayora.
I'm gonna keep doing it. It's not on purpose, I swear. I just winked at the camera. Upon assessing the threat, the four steeled themselves against the kobolds to protect the fleeing civilians. And between strange time-stopping magic, some lethal insults, bloodied golden claws, and brutal finishing stabs, our adventurers handily managed to deal with the reptilian threat. However, before anyone could catch their breath, the ebony form of Zurson impacted the streets before them, glaring with thinly veiled malice at Herrick. Then, before Zurson could make more than a single step forward, 2 humanoid figures appeared in a flash of arcane magic. One with gleaming plate armor shimmering with magic, and the other a woman with long black robes, crimson hair, and blue eyes. Then, after a brief word of gratitude, the robe woman pulled out a scroll and teleported the party out of danger, with a slight mishap causing a bit of damage before the party was thrust into the unknown. Sayora? Sayora? Sayora?
Sayora!
Sayonara!
I am going to fucking murder you, war boss.
I thought
Alright,
Sayori
so-
killed herself.
So, how we're going to start this game is very simple. Everyone, you appear in a room, and due to the mishap, you all fall to the ground, appearing a bit jumbled and a bit above not appearing on the ground, but slightly above it. You all just kind of tumble down and hit different. You know what? How about I don't take that away from your party. Everyone makes me dexterity saving throws.
Didn't we already take the damage from this up?
Yeah, you took force damage. It's fine. You're not gonna take damage. It's just gonna
Oh,
decide how.
just see how jumbled we are.
You
I
land.
see. Fair
see
enough.
how you land. Dexterity saves, everyone.
Actually, you said we like appeared above the floor, correct?
Ooh.
Yes.
How high?
Well, okay, so what I'm gonna do is specifically for you, Herrick, we're gonna have a different situation happen. But first, Gil and Hecate, you spin your arms and land on your feet. Seora, you just face plant into the wooden flooring.
You just hear a
no, you
bong
don't.
sound effect coming from Seora's mouth.
Herrick,
Thank you. Exactly that.
Herrick, what you're gonna do is you're going to make me a dex save as well. And the dex save, unlike your allies, is going to be you're first going to make a dex save for your mount, for whom you now have a token and a sheet. And if she rolls above a 10, you will not have to make a save. If she does, you'll have to make a save for not falling. I think which I think you have advantage. I believe you have advantage on not falling from your mount.
Oh.
Tish just kind of, but he drops on one leg and just kind of immediately straightens herself, and you barely feel it.
You have a
She
good horse.
shakes.
Just
The
just
horse
gives
shakes her head.
Just gives her a good pat on the side of the head.
Where the hell are we?
If you want
Not
to
where
have
we
a look
were, which is
around,
what matters.
if you all want to have a look around, you can double check and perception check.
I am absolutely going to have a look around.
Are we in a lit room at the moment, or is it just dark?
It is lit. It's just kind of. In fact, it's a room with a there seems to be arcane runes on the ground.
All right, I can do that. Okay.
Yo!
Ayo. Ayo.
Also, yeah. So, Seora and Hecate, you're like, you think about it for a second, and you see that this is, but you don't see anything special in the room, and there are two doors. Seora, there's a hidden door in this room that leads to somewhere else.
Ooh.
But there are two doors. One that seems to lead outside. There's a little glass panel that shows the street on the other side, which is not on fire and lit in blue light rather than red, which is where you were being, which is the moon that was atop Bismuth was the red moon. Seems like here the blue moon is above you, and we'll figure out the name for the moons later. It's not important.
So
I'm also gonna close this. And then there's another door that seems to be. Well, I mean, you're looking outside. You see where the outside is. So, because of its placement and by definition, would make sense that the other door is leading to the inside of whatever this building is. Gil? Above the door that leads into this place. So like if you're looking towards outside, you see a wooden panel that's above the door, and it is the sign of your organization. Everyone else, you notice a a sign, but because you're seeing it from the inside, it's upside down. It's not the best way to see it. Guild, you've seen the Adventurers Guild icon from inside the buildings very often, so you're not thrown off by it.
Oh.
More immediately, like noticing that there's a third door, Sayora is going to get up from her face-planted position
Mm-hmm.
and then walk over to like just walk over to it, take note of it. But that's not the most important thing right now. Like, does it sound safe outside?
There's no sound of struggle, combat, whatever.
Hmm.
Well, it seems our rescuers sent us to a local adventuring society building. Where the local is, I'm not certain, but well, that's something we'll have to figure out as we're going.
Well, it's not where we were, so that's, I guess, really all that matters.
If you insist. I was
Sarah
having-
just looks over to Gil. Sorry, go on.
Oh, it's fine. I was just like, I was having the time of my life in that bar.
Sayora looks over to Gil, just questioning for a moment, and just cocks her head to the side, and then just says, "Welcome to the Adventurers Guild!" And it just still looks confused.
Yep. I'm guessing one of the people that stepped in and intervened is part of the society. I'm guessing the Armored One. Shame we didn't get the privilege of their names, but if they sent us here, others probably know of them.
You've all rolled decently on your perception checks. Some of you not as good, but none of you rolled bad enough that you wouldn't hear this. You hear steps on the other side of the door that's leading into the building.
shit.
Before, and is there anything you want to do before the door is open? Is there like a gut reaction that you have?
Yes, there is a gut reaction. Is there a way to open up the secret door that I can see?
You know, there's a door. You don't know how to open it.
Fuck. Okay. Sayora going to hide behind the biggest object.
So Seora looks around for the biggest object, runs and hides behind Tish, the horse.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who is the horse inside the fucking the horse that you can't help but feel is gonna have a really hard time fitting through the regular sized humanoid door to the outside. Okay, so the door opens and you see a spectacled young lad, blonde haired, green eyed, who just goes, oh boy. Hello. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. This is, were you teleported here?
We were.
Indeed.
Literally, the horse walked through the door.
He looks at the horse, looks at the door, and says, fair point. All right, then. Wow. What caused you to be teleported here?
Sayora emerges from the horse, opens her beak, and starts playing back the screams of people and essentially exactly what the lady said to them.
Horrifying.
All right.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
Bismuth isn't exactly in, it's not in a good situation right now.
I fucking love Kenku.
Oh, well, that's not good. That's not good at all. And he just kind of scratches his chin, and then he looks at you. Gil,
Mm-hmm.
you said that you were a member of the Adventurers Guild, correct?
Mm-hmm. That is what we are rolling with now, yeah.
All right. Do you have your Adventurers Guild token on you?
Yeah,
And
I probably
is it
would.
because a lot of people would have it like on their lapel, something along those lines?
He'd probably not have it. He'd probably have it concealed, but he'll pull it out since we
Okay.
are in an actual facility. So he just kind of
Oh,
digs around under his robe and pulls out the insignia.
All right. So the man sees this and his eyes widen a little bit, and he takes a little blue pad about
Mhm.
about 4 by 3 inches, and he taps it to your coin, and then he looks at it and he says, "Ah, Gil. Well, thank you. You being part of the guild is going to be make this much easier. So, as oh boy, he looks at the horse. How are we gonna get you out of here? Um, um. All right. Okay. Okay. Do you mind getting off of the horse, Mister
Herrick. And
Mister Herrick? You mind getting out of the off of the horse, please?
I mean, provided you're not taking any hostile actions.
No. I'm gonna make the horse small so it can leave the room.
Fair enough, I suppose. And Herrick
Excellent idea.
Ah, thanks. I thought of it myself. Wait. Oh, okay. And you see him just kind of move through take a book from his side, and he just kind of waves his hand and speaks an arcane phrase. And Tish, who is a big ass warhorse, just kind of shrinks down to the size of a small pony, and she what's the word for what the sound of a horse? A whinny?
Yeah.
Is that
I mean,
okay?
Winnie,
So,
Nay.
so she neighs in consternation and glares at the guy, who takes a step back and says, "Don't worry, it's not permanent. It's just going to allow you to move outside and then go to the stable."
Alright, you hear that, girl? Nothing to be worried about.
Tish almost scoffs, raises her head, and with all the dignity of a tiny pony, walks towards the door. It just raises her foreleg and just slams it on the door, which creaks open, and she walks outside.
Well, she's definitely got fire. I like her already.
Well, okay. So, all right, Mr. Gill. You're coming at a good time. There's an open contract being assigned to all the people, all the Adventure Guild token owner, to do. Um, funny enough, it's because of a problem with the teleportation circle. Would would you mind coming in and we could discuss the situation? Are these your party? He looks around at the people.
They seem competent. They're
Sorry, I'm
not
your
nec-
what?
they're not necessarily
Sorry.
a party of mine, but they held their own in the battle for Bismuth. It was
Oh.
smaller troops that we were dealing with, but they show potential.
Picture
Ah!
trumpet noises.
That's good. That's good. I like it, Goose. Well, okay. Follow me, I guess. And he opens the door, and just kind of motions you to, just move through, holding the door for you.
Alright. We will go ahead and follow him in.
All right.
Ciara nearly bumps in to, let's say, Hecate, and then just backs up, just says, "After you, madame."
Hmm. Hecate just kind of like scoffs at that and just continues to look on.
Just shrugs, says, "Yeah, whatever." Just walks along with.
Right. Good. So, you are ushered into a room with multiple chairs that you are and of course, them being chairs, it is possible to sit on them. So the functionary of the Adventurers Guild goes around a little counter and sits down and motions you to just kind of sit on the chair.
Gil will,
Ciara, oh, go on.
Gil will
first.
sit. Gil will just kind of plop down.
Ciara looks around for a chair to sit at, but it seems like they're all too big. It just sits at a chair, but the table is eye high.
I'm going to say that there are stools that are higher. You're gonna have to climb on the stool, but you're gonna be able to see
Ciara
above
doesn't care.
Yes, I love that. So,
Just a tiny
The,
little up-pointed beak visible.
all right. So Hecate, what are you doing?
Hecate will kind of just look around at everybody because he's kind of like in the whole like why the fuck am I here mentality. He'll kind of squint and just kind of like arms crossed, just sit down in the nearest seat he can find.
All right. And I think who we have left is Eric.
Herrick will just kind of pick a chair, just kind of lean back into it, like one leg up, crossed up onto like his knee. Just kind of leaning back.
Well, you're certainly
Alright.
making yourself comfortable.
Before we continue, you know my name, but let's go through actual introductions, shall we?
Oh, sorry. My name is Jeffrey.
Just the awkward silence.
And what about you lot?
And
We were fighting, so I didn't exactly have a moment to ask your names.
Sarah opens her beak and just shouts, "So you're Nara."
Oh, Sayora, hey?
Sayoma!
That's what I said.
Oh my god.
You hear a growling of a dog for a moment.
he just kind of stumbles a bit back in his chair and he says, yes, Sayora.
and then just an applause.
That's a new voice to add to the
Okay.
catalog for introducing yourself.
So from now on, if
Yeah.
someone asks your name, you can go, Sayora.
Hecate sort of rolls his eyes at that and is like, I'm merely a traveling bard, but if you must know, I am Hecate.
All
Oh,
right.
and as I already
Hecate.
said, my name's Herrick.
Eric? Right. Before we continue, would it be possible for you to describe the situation back in Bismuth before you were teleported here?
It's fucked.
Just looks to the kangaroo.
It's its beak! And then you can just hear, we're under attack! Run, run, run!
More specifically, though, it seems that the Tyrant Queen's forces have pushed further in. A black dragon from the Queendom side came in and shattered the protective dome around the city. And it looked
See him wince.
like acidic fog began to erode the defenses, which allowed more of her force to press inward.
He nods and writes and says, well, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Nope.
All right. Well, okay. All right. So we are going to try to do two birds with one stone.
Just looks over to Hecate, looks over to himself.
We will have someone send a message to the higher ups of the guild to see what can be done. But for now, I'm in a position where I can offer you a quest. All of you will be able to participate, of course. And as this is a dire situation, the remuneration will be quite high. All right. So, earlier I spoke of a certain quest that was being assigned to all badge holders. There has been an issue with the teleportation magic in the area. It seems to be malfunctioning slightly. And we need some certain items delivered to certain people. Usually we would just ask one of our spellcasters to teleport such items, but currently we are having issues. So you require them to be transferred on foot. And he takes out just 4 different boxes, all about a foot wide by a foot and a half, 2 feet tall. Square based rectangular boxes. So he says, these are the boxes that we have yet to send. You can pick any of them and bring them to the associated city in Bastion.
Each of these is going to a different city.
Each of them is going to a different city. Yes. This one, he points, is going to Turquoise. This one, he points to the second one, to Tourmaline. This one to Jade. And this one to Lazureth. We need someone or a party of people to bring each of these to the specific city. Lucky for you, all these cities are heading away from Bismuth, except perhaps Turquoise, which would have you move parallel to the perpendicularly to the path that would be between here and between Garnet here and yeah, Bismuth.
Alright, I heard Turquoise and Tourmaline. What were the other two?
Jade and Lazarus.
Jays, Lazarus. Okay.
And then we are in Garnet, you just said.
We are in Garnet. So Garnet.
Yep.
The four options are Jade, Jade, Lazarus, Lazurite, Tourmaline, Tourmaline, and Turquoise. So Turquoise. You don't need me to tell you how that's spelled. They're spelled the way regular stones are spelled. So if you want to double check the
Well, thank
spelling,
you for saying that after you spelled them.
Well, I know, but I'm not copy pasting the names. You know how to fucking write Jade, motherfucker.
Yes.
All right, so
I do.
all right. So the
So yeah,
the man goes.
He you just mentioned, and he mentioned as well, but just generally from what I would be aware, what are they all basically in a line away, or are they all just kind of spider webbed out from this particular town?
Basically, let's say I don't have the map yet, sadly.
Oh, uh-oh. I think Warboss
did he
is
die?
frozen. Give it a sec. Looks like you're good.
What?
You were freezing. You're good. You're gonna need the.
Oh, okay. So as I said, except for Turquoise, there all the other cities are further inland towards the not the beach, the basically the sea, the coast. That's the word I was looking for.
Bastion.
They're closer to the coast, and Tourmaline is about as far from the coast as Garnet is. You would just be staying in the same area, but moving south. Southeast, I think. I'm trying to visualize the map as I'm talking, but
eventually we will have a map.
Soon we'll have a map. We're working on that. And the furthest away is Jade. The closest is Turquoise, though, as I said, Turquoise, you're not moving away from the thing. and then Tourmaline and Lazareth are about as far from one from the other. We're talking either a 4-day journey or a 5 to 6-day journey. If you were all mounted, you would be able to cut these in half, but you are not all mounted, and you don't have the capital to all buy horses.
Hmm.
I think.
Imagine having to buy a horse.
Yeah, well,
And can
everyone got
we
things for free.
can we talk what the more exact payment would be for transport?
All right. So, for each member participating in the protection and delivery of said item, we offer 150 gold pieces. The item are to be delivered to the head of the city in question, not to the Adventurers Guild, but instead to the leader of the settlement. So if you're going to
I'm bad with names, just
Lazareth,
write them down, please.
sorry, what?
I'm bad with names, just write them down, please. We'll figure it out on the way there.
Oh, yes. All right. So either it doesn't really matter the title in question, but if you're going to Lazareth or Turquoise, you're going to be giving them to the Baron, and Jaden Tourmaline would be to the Earl of the place. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's going to be the leader of the settlement.
Mm.
I think that's it. Oh, and if you are all right with doing so, I would ask you to go to Jade. If you do, you will be able to give a report to the leader of Jade, who is part of the response for the war efforts. Though this is not an assigned contract, it would be something additional.
Mm.
So you can refuse. It may be well, as you know, Jade is a more military city, so it is possible that the forces of the Queen that are spilling into Bastion at this time may be concentrated more heavily towards Jade. And so perhaps the path to Jade may be a more dangerous one. If you do so, we will offer an additional 75 gold pieces for each of you who travels there and brings them the news of Bismuth. We will, of course, give them a few details, though long distance conversation are limited in word count by magic. And so having you there and being able to ask questions is going to be much more useful to the leaders of Bastion. Yes. Does I'm sorry, I'm a bit jostled by this whole situation. So, which would you like to pick?
Hmm. Well, normally I would say Jade is probably something that might be a little too out of our comfort zone, but with an increased incentive, I certainly wouldn't be opposed to traveling as a group as well, considering the times we're in. Just kind of looks to the others. Pay's not half bad.
225 gold pieces is very, very generous for what ends up being an escort mission for an item. You don't even have to deal with the bullshit that escort missions usually have, which is dealing with the people you're traveling with. You're basically being paid a king's you're being paid for a courier's mission, but you're getting the reward for something much grander.
Hecate kind of does like a little shrug. And it's like, all right, I could use the funds for this.
I can't say I relish the idea of just barreling potentially back into Queendom forces, but hard to turn down that much gold.
Just opens beak, and you just hear a
Ching!
You know, like, some of you don't recognize the noise. Gil, however, you definitely do. It's like, it's the registers that they had way back when.
Very funny.
God.
So we've established
"Payday, fellas."
that before the world ended, like 7.5 years ago,
there were cash
people
registers.
had cash registers.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
But
not?
Why would they want now?
Sure. I guess that's fair. Okay, cool. Okay, so most of you don't know what the fuck this is, but Gil, who's lived in the before times, knows. Oh shit, that's a cash register.
Where the fuck did she hear that? The hell?
God, like Gil's just like a pre-war ghoul from Fallout.
I mean, it's a little on the nose, but yeah, kinda.
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean on the nose? Most ghouls don't have a nose.
Heyo.
All right. So,
actually,
Jeffrey. Yes.
if the payment is increased, is there any possibility, especially with the danger that's being dealt with on the way there? I noticed that Herrick here lost the barding for his horse on the transport here during combat. If it's at all possible to take the price of the barding out of the contract, it'd be beneficial to us to have that so that we can use the horse to transport the cargo.
Or at the very least, a saddle, so I don't have to do bareback riding.
Oh yeah, yes, of course.
Anything you can provide would be beneficial.
A saddle for this job specifically. I think I can pass the saddle as an incentive.
Anything along those lines.
I can pass the saddle as an incentive for the Jade quest, if you wish. And she just kind of writes a few things down and says, That sounds like it could be arranged. Um,
And rigging to hitch the package to the back of the horse as well, if possible.
Saddlebags. But saddlebags, they'll all come together. No much problem.
Gil nods.
Hmm. Oh, that sounds good. He seems to be like doing a few calculations. And then he says, well, that sounds like a good way to do things. If you accept, so let's just go over the details. You accept to take this box. He puts the hand on the third box from the right. To Jade and offer a report as to the situation in Bismuth when you left. We will give each of you 225 gold pieces, and you will be provided a saddle and saddlebags, as well as rations for the journey, which will take you possibly on foot between 5 and 6 days. We can give you 6 days worth of rations and water. This can be included with the saddlebags. For a mare such as the one that you have, we will not be having any problems. I just
Seems
kind of
amenable to
write
me.
some.
Yeah, I can work with that.
All right. And you see, as he's talking, he's furiously scratching. And then he looks at all of you, which is got a glint in his eye. And then he waves his hand. And the four papers just kind of rise from his scratch pad and are placed in front of you at the edge of his table. And these are basically like, well, 3 of them are spread in front of you. And these seems to be contracts that you can read. They outline the terms as spoken. And for you, Gil, is just going to ask, present your token, please.
Emil put it on the table.
He's going to take the little blue tablet that he had in the hand earlier, and he's going to press it to the token. Token's going to shine, and a slight blue ring is going to appear on the token. And he's just going to push it back towards you. And for you, you don't need to sign a token. Your guild, you don't need to sign a contract. Your guild token is going to have all of the information. As you said, you're not good with names, so everything is written down, and you can
Good. I will bug you
see
for
the
that
information in
after
your
session.
token. Yep. You can access this information at any time. Yeah, so that's it. He says, all right. If you accept these, you will be we will have to do some preparation and get in contact with Jade through magical communications. But otherwise, you will be able to leave tomorrow. As part of signing the contract, you are temporary guild members, and so will have access to the amenities of the guild. You will not have to find an inn to rest, and meals are provided at early in the morning, midday, and in the evening. If you are not there while they are offering the meal, you will be missing out. So make sure not to wake up too late if you want breakfast.
Speaking of which, we did literally just get out of a war zone.
Yeah, yes. Janet! Janet! He screams, and an old woman with just kind of Coke bottle glasses just kind of enters and says, "Yes. Bring these fine people to the rooms." Yeah. Um. Thank you. Well, first off, before I keep going like an idiot, do you guys sign your papers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone, as long as no one hasn't decided not to sign.
Can I ask how
Yeah.
everybody signs their names? Because Gil is actually.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
actually asked.
Yup, I sure did.
It's a good thing I was thinking about it.
Because Gil's just kind
Hank
of
just kinda
side-eyeing
slams
everyone
his-
as they're signing.
Hecate's a little odd in the sense where, you know, like feather quills and all that. He literally just pulls a feather from his arm, dips it in ink, and signs his name like that.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Sayora looks at the ink, looks at one of her hands, just dips her hand in the ink, and then just stamps her hand onto the freaking signature
Hell
field.
yeah.
Fernando signature.
Just a talon
see-
print. Love it.
you
Yes,
see,
exactly.
As you do so, you see just kind of the little bureaucrat's eyes twitching. Kind of like one eye, the right eye is twitching. Just kind of.
We're just gonna let that one dry an extra couple minutes, I think.
And about you, Eric.
So Herrick just dips the quill into the ink. Despite his kind of rough appearance, he actually has pretty good handwriting.
Okay.
Kind of get the feeling that maybe at some point he tried out calligraphy.
Just the neatest
yeah,
cursive out of everyone.
Look, buddy, I learned it in elementary school, and I'm gonna frickin' use it until
Hell
I'm
yeah.
dead. They taught it to me, I'm gonna use it.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna fuck. You can't tell me not to use cursive. Sorry. All right. So
Cursive.
all right. So as you the lady goes, follow me, and just kind of her voice sounds not like what I'm doing because I can't do voice perfectly, but this woman's voice sounds like a creaking door.
Actually, before we go, I just want to make sure there's a stable here for Tish, correct?
Yes. Once the mare was let outside, she was brought to the stable for the Adventurers Guild. And as you are have been teleported here by not by choice of your own, you are not charged any
Boarding fee.
costs for birding the horse.
Good. I'm sleeping out in the stable by her then.
He looks at you and says, shrugs and says, "Fair enough then." And then, as Herrick, you leave through the door, heading outside, and everyone else follows the old lady. And as you leave, you just see the attendant blowing on two of the contracts, and then taking one contract and shaking it in the air violently.
Oh, Jeffrey.
So we're going to start with the three of you who are following the old lady.
Mm.
Oh,
Hmm.
sorry, I had to yawn.
Sorry, I had
The
to
old
take
lady
some.
brings you all to basically up some stairs to a bunch of rooms. Some of them are occupied. Three rooms, not next to one another, but two rooms next to one another, and another one on the opposite side of the corridor are given to you. And the old woman says, "There you go.
Mm.
Breakfast is served at between 8 and 9."
Yeah, it's a very slim time frame.
Yeah, what works?
She looks at you and says, "Well, adventurers tend to be disciplined or hungry." And she walks away.
Oh,
That-
I see.
After she's
Ain't
gone,
that
Sayora
the
just starts
fucking
laughing.
truth? Gil rolls his eyes. Alright, Gil's gonna take the key for the room on the opposite side of the other two, and is actually going to make his way out to the stable as well.
All right. So
We got bird
see
buddies.
Eric. So okay, before I go to Eric, I'm gonna be a good DM and say, the other two, what do you do?
What do the bird
So we're
buddies
just-
do?
Bird buddy.
Honestly, no reason to go to the stable, so Sayora's probably just gonna sit back and relax.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing. Probably like
nestle down in their nests.
make like oh my god, make like a small tune here and there just to make sure accordion is in order from being teleported.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you all get in for a rest. So we're probably going to catch back up to you in the morning after a long rest is done.
Perfect
So
timing because I see we're in an ad break apparently.
Fucking hell, Curb.
Should be over pretty soon.
oh, I'm gonna stop talking then.
Yeah, if that's the case. I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick.
Yep. We will take a quick 3-minute-ish break. And then we'll
Okay.
be right back.
My face still kind of hurts. It's been what, like almost 2 weeks now since my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So now my face just kind of like feels tight where the sockets are still like trying to slowly close up.
Oh. Yeah. Just give me a second. I'm gonna go grab something as well.
So for the chat that doesn't have ads here, I am currently drawing Sukuna because I wanted to just practice drawing tattoos.
Hmm.
Like I realized the size of my canvas was actually a 2.5 by 3.5 inch. So there was only like so much detail I could get before I start look fuzzy. So let me see if I can post this in like our little chat here. So I was thinking, I'm gonna try to attempt to actually make like an illustration out of it.
As soon as mine shaft's back, I believe we should be good.
Once he's back.
Yeah, I'm back on the stream here.
Yep, yep. All right. Think we're all back.
All right. I don't know if everyone is back. So, you guys, so Gil, you walk outside and come to the stable. When you open it, you see Herrick next to his mare Tish, and he's just kind of brushing her neck with a brush that seems to have been provided by the stable question. Let's move back a little.
Mhm.
Right before Gil makes his appearance, Herrick, you walk outside, and you see adjacent to the guild a stable.
All right, Herrick will head over to that, check it out.
All right, you enter the stable. It's a much more high quality stable than the one you were in. I mean, to be fair, you were in an inn stable, and this is a stable for adventurers, so a bit more of a you have the stable that can work with a bit more exotic mounts, with larger stalls and stuff. And drinking water, you see Tish.
Oh, looks like you're settling in nice.
She yes, go ahead.
Yeah, he just kind of like heads over, just kind of like pats her on the side.
All right. She just kind of shakes her head a little and whinnies, and just kind of looks. She looks at herself, looking down, and just kind of shakes her head. And you know what? Roll me insight
boy.
Hmm.
I am great at that.
Every time you say that, you're gonna roll well. I see. All right. So, Tish seems dissatisfied with her current standing. So you see her look at herself, shake her head, and then walk away and come back with a brush in her mouth, which she drops unceremoniously into your hands, and then raises her head imperiously, looking down on you.
Well, you did do a great job killing those 2 kobolds, so I think a reward is definitely in order.
She seems pleased.
And Herrick will just chuckle to himself as he starts brushing her.
Right. A few minutes pass, and then Gil, you enter the.
Before I do,
Stable.
can I find a stable hand and present them with the contract to get the bit and bridle and the saddle and all that?
You know where to find people,
Yeah.
so you go to like the main you go to the main basically the main counter of the Adventurers Guild. You present your token, speak with the lady to tell her what you wish, and she's just going to take your token, press it to one of the plates on the behind her counter, and the information has been carried to the stable hand, who will then take care of it.
Alright. And then Gil is going to make his way out to the stable proper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna kind of
So-
swing in quietly.
So yeah, as I said, you enter and you see Herrick brushing the side of a the mare, which looks pleased with herself. You don't know why you feel that way, but you look at her, and that's the impression you get.
Gil's just gonna kind of walk up to this stall. Just letting you know, I got everything set up. They'll be affixing the saddle and harness to... Well, I actually don't know your horse's name, I believe.
Well, I don't know what her name was, given that probably died with her previous owner, but I've taken to calling her Tish.
Well, the stable hand should be here come tomorrow morning to saddle Tish up for us come tomorrow.
I'll be spending the night out here, so I'll definitely be here for that.
Mm-hmm. Before I go, just know that I'm keeping an eye on you.
Oh, just one, or are you going to be using both?
I heard what the kobolds were talking about when they noticed you. I don't know what your history is, but if you're coming with us and I find that you're on the side of that chromatic bitch, you might be safer on the queendom side.
Gil,
Ooh, drama.
I didn't want to say it, but thank you, Tony. You're always there for me. Gil, you're not someone who's very easily intimidated. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll this for fun.
Yeah, no. Gil doing this maybe comes up to about like your chest in height.
I want to double check something.
Gil is putting up a front, but he is a good head and a half shorter than you. At least.
Okay, so it's -1. So with okay.
Is the horse trying to intimidate?
With an 18.
Oh man.
19 on the dice. With an 18, the horse glares at you.
Gil just kind of raises an eyebrow to the horse.
She just goes and imperiously raises her hand looking down at you, which is easy because you're small.
Mhm.
She's very large. And then she goes back to just kind of nuzzles Herrick, who stopped brushing for a few seconds. But yes,
Gil turns his,
the fucking horse rolls a natural 19 on her intimidation check.
Yeah, no.
She has -1, but
Gil's just gonna slowly turn his eyes back to Herrick, waiting for a response.
You're a little paranoid, aren't you?
I'm experienced. Experienced enough to know that the Queendom isn't unfamiliar with spy tactics and espionage.
that's good.
And the fact that you're just not being straight up racist like some of the other people I've come across in Bastion means you are somehow a step above. Refreshing.
I'm not going to stay here and demand your story if you do not want to give it. Just know that if you make a move, I might not stay my hand. Prove to me which side you're on. And at that, Gil's just gonna turn and start making his way out of the stable.
Herrick just kind of like glances back at him as he's like leaving, then looks back to Tish. What a grump.
Tish whinnies in solidarity. I don't know. And because I haven't. Okay, so I decided how many skill proficiencies Tish was gonna have. I haven't selected all of them, but because of this specific situation, I'm gonna give her proficiency in intimidation.
Yeah, she goes from a -1 to a +1.
+1. Whoa, she has one more proficiency that I want to give her. I feel like 5 is a good number of proficiency. Right. So right now she's got athletics, intimidation, stealth, and survive. And depending on what she ends up having as a personality, I'm probably going to give her another proficiency, which is probably not going to be one of the one of the intelligence ones, like nature, religion, or arcana. But well, I'm currently tempted to give her like animal handling to make her like she's to go a bit with her queen persona, where um imperious and other animals listen to her. But I'm not sure if that's what I want to go with. I'm tempted. um. So yeah, Tish is going to yeah, Tish is going to just kind of stay there and give you her full moral support as you brush her.
Anything else anyone wants to do
Um,
over the night?
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose Hecate can just like crack his window open and just play a small tune to see if he can lull anybody to sleep who may or may not be struggling with it.
The moment you crack it open, say, "Our cracks are closed."
Oh no!
Oh no, we've got a critic.
Wow.
More party drama.
I don't know if that's more or less dramatic than the scene I just had.
All
Well, we gotta
right.
have something comedic.
Ciara,
Yeah.
did I do it right? Did I do it right?
Yes, you did it. Congratulations.
Woo! All right, so Ciara, I'm gonna give you a bit of information.
Okay.
So first off, there is no secret door in your room. This is
Okay.
there are only two ways to get in and out of your room, which is the door and the window. Which you closed the window just now, so we're fair on that one. There is something beneath your bed.
Kind of curious. She's going to look under, just have a peek of what's there.
All right. So you look, and there seems to be kind of a case with just kind of a little clasp on it. If you were to make a guess, it might be just an adventurer that forgot something in the room, and it went unnoticed. You're not sure, or it was left here, or maybe someone wants to come back and pick it up, but for now it doesn't have an owner, not that you can think of, because this is your room right now.
So Sierra's gonna reach down, pull it out, and
You can reach it fairly easily. Being very small, you don't have an issue going under the bed. You don't even need to squeeze. You don't even need to squeeze.
But when she pulls it out, does it have any dust on it?
No, it doesn't seem to be very old. You surmise that if it had been here for long and enough to get dust on it, it probably would have been picked up by the cleaning crew. You don't think they would leave this laying around?
So this was recent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, recently. Someone probably just kind of the last occupant of the room probably forgot this.
So she's going to take a peek out the door, see if there's like, any Adventurers Guild like employees out there.
you don't see anyone, right? You see in the at the other side of the corridor the old lady who just kind of waves at you, and you can almost hear the creaking sounds of her joints as she does.
It's just wave back at her. Okay. Guess before proceeding, not sure. Just take a peek inside.
Okay.
Not in front of the old lady, no.
No,
Just
not
close
from the other
door.
lady.
Just have a peek at what's inside.
Okay. Okay. So you open the loot the small chest and find almost a little treasure trove. Seems that someone forgot. The one who forgot this probably feels like a fucking idiot right now. So you find 193 gold pieces in coinage. So
I was drinking,
70
damn it.
gold. So 70 gold pieces, 1,000 silver pieces, and 2,300 copper pieces, and 12 10 gold pieces small gemstones. So I'm gonna give you what gemstones you have. So take notes. You have one turquoise, opaque, light blue green. One blue quartz, transparent and pale blue, times two, sorry, two pale quartz.
Could you
Three
just send
pieces
this to
of
me? I can't write this down fast enough.
copy.
Wait, just say it out loud anyway, for record's sake.
I'm gonna say it out loud once I send them to you. Just give me a second. Say ora.
Aura.
I think I just felt side
Mo-
cringe from that.
Muda,
Yeah.
Muda.
So, as I said, one opaque light blue green
Turquoise.
stone called a turquoise, two transparent pale blue gemstones that are blue quartz, three pieces of malachite, which is opaque, striated, light and dark green, two eye agates, translucent circles of gray, white, brown, blue, or green. I'm not gonna tell you which one they are. A moss agate, which is a translucent pink or yellow white with mossy gray or green markings. A tiger's eye, which is a translucent brown with a golden center. And two banded agates. Agate? I don't know, man. Agates. Translucent strips with brown, blue, white, or red. You have a red one and the blue one, but if you would rather have a white one, I'm not gonna be angry at it. So basically you have 12 10 gold pieces gemstones and about 193 gold in coinage. This is all like separated. The different coinage, the 70 gold pieces is in a small just kind of gold cloth bag, the silver in a silver bag, the copper in a copper bag. And then there's a little bag of gemstones to the side that just kind of has a generic like rhombus, just kind of like a generic sign of a gem Sorry, I'm hiccuping. Jesus Christ. The generic sign of a gemstone on it. So it's a small coffer with 4 bags. That is what you find here.
Remember that cash register noise? Yeah.
You just go chink 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 chink.
God, that's
We're
gonna be
rich.
those bags have got to be so fucking heavy, especially the copper one.
Yeah, the copper one is pretty fucking heavy. You you have time to just go and have these changed into other monetary like denominations. Get like 1,000 silver pieces. Is a lot of pieces of silver.
Mm-hmm.
You could like get a few of those.
10
A few of your
platinum.
shit just kind of, yeah.
Because yeah, it's like what
Turn
is
the
it?
1,000 silver into 10 platinum, and then just kind of turn your coppers into silver or something. I don't know.
What is it on average? Like
Yeah, might be
100
a good
coins per
idea to do
talent or
that.
something.
So you take the bags out of the. Well, it's not a huge box. Like it's more kind of shoebox sized, kind of
Mhm.
small shoebox. But it fits in your backpack, so you could put it in your backpack and then walk to the exchange broker, whatever we're going to call him. Let's go with broker. That sounds like a right word for it.
Mm-hmm. I think teller might be a little more accurate, but yeah, either way.
A teller. Let's go with teller.
Yeah.
So you move to the teller. You see you walk around, and you make your way to. Do you ask for directions, or do you just leave and find your way on your own?
I imagine as you're like coming out with this
Probably
tucked in
going
your
to
back-
find my way on my own.
I imagine you're like walking down the hallway just as Gil's started to get back to his room. You're just like lugging this giant backpack, and I'm like, all right, and I just enter my room and just close the door behind me.
All right. Gil, just give me a second. I want to double check your sheet for a second.
Hmm?
I went over the rules for blindsight. So, blindsight. I'm gonna go over what I sent when I was talking about it earlier. Okay, so blindsight says that within range you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, and even if you're blinded or in darkness, and you can see invisible creatures within the range unless the creature is successfully hide from you. And I just kind of went a bit. Was kind of like, as for the not see past full cover part, I maintained the earlier stance that you could feel a pen under a pile of paper or see a trap door underneath a rug, but you can't see past a closed door or through a wall, as it's something tangible or solid blocks your sight. An example, you can see, in parentheses, more like feel, vaguely through cloth or foliage, but not through leather, stone, metal, or wood. Chances are that if you can shine light through something, you can probably at least sense something on the other side, even if it's not clearly. So let's say like a sheet of paper, if you put a light next to a sheet of paper, light is going to filter through. then your blind sight would be able to filter through that. But if
Mhm.
you light up a piece of wood, it's not going to go through the wood. So basically, it's a light-based system that I'm going with. So as Sayora passes next to you, you can feel that there's a large rectangular box thing in their backpack, but that's about as far as you can get with your blind sense as you pass by them.
Yeah, Gil's just like,
And it's
that's fucking weird. Okay. Just enters his room and starts getting ready to go to
so
bed.
you're like, what are they doing with a shoebox in their backpack? Basically, it's about as far as you could get.
Yep. Don't care enough.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Sarah, roll me something. I guess survival would be the role to find your way through the city.
Great.
At night.
At night.
Great.
Oh,
right.
the bird
So,
is getting
well-
lost.
Well, here's the thing. You say at night. With the way the world works here, night and day are just kind of two different times. Some people sleep at night, some people sleep during the day. The relative brightness of the world doesn't really change much, other from the fact that everything is bathed in pinkish light during the day, and during the night it depends on which moon is closest. Or if you have two moons, you might, if like the red and the blue moon are above you at the same time, you might have a purple hue around you. But like in terms of how bright it is, night is not much darker than day.
Unless the black
So
moon's
does
in
this-
view,
do the-
in which case get fucked, nerd.
Unless the black
So
moon,
do
but
the moons in the
but black
sky
moon is
determine
an
what chromatic
exception.
door we can go in?
Say that
So
again,
a
Sai.
lot of
I said,
a lot of,
do the moons in the sky determine what chromatic door we can go in?
what chromatic door you can go in? What do you mean?
Oh god. Wrong
Mm,
stream, Sai.
I was gonna say this
I
sounds like
was
a
thinking
zero
it too,
escape.
but I wasn't gonna say anything.
Your DM is not aware of this.
It's
Don't
our
make
zero
jokes
it's our
that makes
zero
no
escape
sense.
stream. It's fine, ignore it.
All right. So, you look for like, you keep finding tellers, but they have the little insignia of a sun on their panel, which means they're day operated. And eventually you find a teller that has like 6 colored circles on the bottom, which means they're open at night. And you walk in and you see this little gnome behind a counter who goes, "Who goes there?"
It is I. I seek your services.
Oh, well, that's kind of nifty, isn't it? All right, what can I do for you this night?
Questions off about the whole this time thing, but just shrugs. Takes out the goods.
Take out the
Just-
box.
Yeah, he just takes out the box and places it on the counter and says, "Don't you wish your inventory could be lighter?"
Oh, I get it. That's funny. Okay,
And then mine.
let me count.
So he takes the bag. He starts the bag of copper. He puts it on the counter, and he takes the copper and he goes,
1,
I knew it!
2.
I knew it!
and then he looks at you and he grins and he says,
I'm joking. That would be kind of awful, wouldn't it? All right.
and he just kind of upends the bag of copper into like a small receptacle, and there's kind of like a shimmering veil that's above the receptacle, and every piece of it that goes, you can see a little counter just kind of floating above that gives him a number. And once he's done, he just kind of goes over the silver and then the gold. And tell me, out of all the money that you have, how just kind of you tell him what you want, and you can just move your things about as you please. He's going
Essentially,
to...
trying to get the copper and silver up to the highest denomination possible.
Mhm. He's gonna ask for like a 10 silver fee.
I accept
Because
the
otherwise,
terms.
otherwise you wouldn't really make any money from doing this.
Yeah, he does accept that.
Okay. So you don't need me to you don't need my input for that. Just move your money around as you wish. Just note that how it works is like on a regular basis of 10 for each additional um, currency level. So like 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold, 10 gold to a plat. And Electrum isn't a thing.
God, Electrum is like double not a thing. Society has collapsed twice since Electrum was a thing.
Electrum is for those who don't know, like half golds,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an alloy of silver and gold. And honestly, why you would go to the trouble of making Electrum coinage instead of going like, oh, here's gold, here's silver, just kind of making an alloy and then making coins out of that alloy and making sure that every coin is exactly half silver, half gold, and all the fucking things you would have to deal with to make sure that each coin has the same purity and stuff would be such a fucking nightmare. Just keep it to regular ass coins and we're gonna be happy.
This tangent brought to you by Warboss.
Hey, I'm a tangent guy. All
Sounds
right,
like
so
a cryptocurrency rant in disguise here.
don't talk to me about crypto. I'm kidding. All right. So if that's it, the night passes, and everyone you can long rest your characters. I believe that there's a
Yay.
button to long rest on.
Yes,
You mean the
it
level
is.
up button?
No.
No.
It is the little like TP hut button.
I'm
So if
kidding.
you go to the top of the
I-
sheet, next to your
It is a new
next
day.
to your level, there should be short and long rest. A short rest is just a fork and knife for taking a
Mhm.
little meal, and long rest is a little teepee hut. And then there's a special trade button, which I don't know why that's there.
Look at all this fancy stuff like alert and jack of all trades, all that fun stuff. We don't got any of that.
We're gonna give that's what I'm gonna give Tish, Jack of all trades.
Oh God.
Super
No,
horse.
no, she's not a donkey.
No.
All right.
Don't have to ass about it.
Anyway,
Ah.
so all right. So you all in the morning hear a knock on your door, except Herrick. Herrick, we're gonna get to you later. But you hear a knock, and you hear the old lady go.
Breakfast in 30 minutes.
That's what she sounds like. I'm gonna change her voice.
Breakfast in 30 minutes.
Gil's used to this, so
And then
he gets up pretty quickly, just kind of stretches, throws his robes on, and gets ready fairly quickly before slowly heading down.
all right, then we go to the next door. Hecate.
Breakfast in 30 minutes.
He's a tad startled by it because most inns he's been into, they usually serve food, I guess, all day, just whether or not it's breakfast or lunch. So he kind of goes into panic mode because he's like, what the fuck is happening?
Continental breakfast, bitch. This is your wake-up call.
Well, I mean, there is food all day.
This is just the
offered at
complimentary
guild.
shit.
If you want the free food, you need to be there when it's served.
Yeah, and that's probably what like throws Hecate off because he's used to just being the entertainment.
All right. So as just kind of we hear ting tang pong from the other side of your door, she just chuckles and keeps walking, and then goes to Seora's room and goes.
The moment before she says anything, she hears the sound of a rooster going off on the other side of the door.
She goes, breakfast and
Breakfast in 30 minutes.
and then she turns around shaking her head and she says,
Youngsters these days.
Man,
and
what a
she
Ha.
all right. Herrick, you are woken up about at the same time, but not by an old woman knocking at your door. You're woken up by a young man approaching with a saddle. Much less royal and much more like regular saddle than what you found on the horse.
So more like
Like-
just like a regular riding saddle.
Yeah, like a regular riding saddle rather than just kind of a violet reds and gold tassel that atrocity that was there before. It was a beautiful saddle, but it's kind of like weird saddle to put on a war horse. This is like good quality leather saddle. And he goes, "Excuse me, sir. Would you allow me to saddle your horse?"
Yep, just make sure you approach her respectfully.
"Oh, no worries, sir. I've seen many of horses before." And he approaches and bows to the horse and says, "What's her name?"
Tish is what I'm calling her.
"Good day, Tish. Would you allow me to saddle you?"
Oh, this
And
guy.
Tish just kind of, yes.
No, go on.
So Tish just kind of imperiously looks down at him and then nods, and then he smiles and begins to saddle her. And he just kind of mothers as he does. He just kind of talks to Tish. And then once he's done, he smiles and he walks up to Herrick and says, That's a fine Italian mare you have there, sir."
Honestly, probably the finest mount I've come across in my travels.
He smiles. "Italian mounts will do that. You can't really go back once you've tried it. He bows to you and says, and turns around and begins to walk away, and then stops and says, "Oh, sorry, sir, I almost forgot. Breakfast in 20 minutes. If you want the free food, afterwards you have to pay. It's a silver, but good quality. Have a good day, sir." And he turns around and leaves.
Well, I'm getting kind of tapped for money as it is, so I should probably get headed over there.
That's a sentiment that is not felt by Seora.
What?
I went to like 5e tools and I'm like, oh, loot generator, and I'll generate like a challenge rating 0 to 4. Let's generate this, and they're like, oh, here's fucking 700, like 300 gold and coinage, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, so whoever
Yeah.
lost that is not having a very good day right now.
um. So.
Oh, also, a important note: I ditched the case.
Oh, that's fair.
I ditched the case and I just took the gems from it.
Okay. Well, the case, the case, you could probably have like sold it to the guy for another like 30 silver or something.
That's
It's,
fine.
it's a fancy case. Okay, so you don't sell it, you just ditch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a case in that. There's a beautiful 30 silver pieces, 3 gold piece worth of a case somewhere in an alleyway in the Garnet.
Gotta burn the evidence, throw it in a trash fire. So, what is the pickings for breakfast?
So you
As
are
we all
served breakfast.
reconvene?
The breakfast is oh man, what the fuck is this called? I guess quiche Lorraine is what I would call it. It's a you know what a quiche is, right?
Yeah, like
That's
cheese
crazy.
egg pie, basically.
Cheese egg pie with
really
ham
good.
is the
Mhm.
Lorraine one.
I want
And
quiche, damn it.
it's served with um pieces of bacon.
Oh yeah.
Quiche and bacon.
Bill's absolutely just
good mix.
grabbing some of that and just settling down into one of the tables. He just kind of waits for everybody else. He's just start digging in.
So,
I suppose Hecate just kind of like drowsily like snuggles in. Because he's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I have to pay for lunch and shit after this? So he just quickly like throws everything on his plate, finds a spot to sit. I would assume he just sits next to Gil because like, oh hey, familiar face.
Is he mumbling this? Is he mumbling this as he just sits down?
Yes, he very much is.
Oh,
all right. So
I hate to break it to you, but we're not paying for lunch. We're getting it on the road.
And he just kind of you know how like some people like go to like, you know, when they, oh god, I just completely lost my words there. He just kind of like mouthful of food. He just went like, huh, like eyes wide and just like pauses for a second.
Didn't you say you were a traveling bard?
I was, but well, I still am. However, I sort of had the luxury of having a lot of my meals paid for due to my entertainment.
Yeah, we're traveling, so
This is
we're
gonna be
gonna
entertaining.
be eating rations.
And then after that, Hecate just kind of like has a look of defeat, and he just slowly like
I'm
has-
gonna guess that Hecate, when he's in a city, he gets his meals paid for at the tavern. And then when he
yes,
moves to another city, he does so in a caravan,
Yup.
offers entertainment, and is still fed by other
Yup.
people.
Yep.
yes.
So Hecate has not eaten dry rations in a very long time.
See, for a
Hecate
long
eats
time,
good.
I haven't really like written his backstory, but I meant to say like he was part of a troop for some time, and he finally managed to like actually go on his own for I'd say a few months now, and has managed to do fairly well.
All right. So a young lady comes by with a large pitcher of a dark brown liquid, and she says, a bit of coffee?"
Oh, hells yeah, if you're offering coffee.
Yes.
Eric walks into the room and he just goes like, "Hell yeah, coffee!"
he can smell it.
Sits down. She smiles, and every table has like cups, or just kind of the top of the cup facing down on the table, just kind of turns around. She turns around the 3 cups, and she looks up, and Sarah, are you going down the stairs at this time?
Yeah.
All right, she sees Sarah going down the stairs and turns up the 4th cup and begins to pour Eric's cup of coffee.
Being more alert is like the last thing I need. Light ale instead, if we could.
Ditto to that.
She nods and then turns to you, Sarah, who's approaching, and says, "Oh, hello. A bit of coffee? Good morning."
Seora nods, and hearing that Gil would rather have light ale, just takes his cup of coffee and
Just
drinks
takes
it.
his cup, yeah.
The young lady laughs, and once you're done drinking Gil's coffee cup, she pours you your own, and then says, "You two will be having breakfast as well," she says, looking at Sarah and Eric.
Yep.
Nods.
She smiles and says, "I'll be right. I'll be right back." "Okay." And she walks away, and a few minutes later comes back with 2 large plates with bacon and quiche Lorraine, which is, as I said, a quiche with ham in it.
Last good meal before 6 days of travel.
I take it the stable hand woke you as he was setting up the saddle.
Yep. Tisha's all set and ready to go.
Did the stable hand bring the saddlebags with the rations already in them as well?
Yup, everything is ready.
Perfect.
The stable hand, who appears to Herrick to have been kind of a older gentleman, retired adventurer type deal, who enjoys working with horses, but probably could beat the shit out of all of you. Maybe not all of you together, but
Individually?
separately, he could beat each and every one of you.
Give you a good whack with the cane if you get out of hand.
Mind your manners, sirs.
Manners maketh man.
Anyway, so you all eat a rather delicious breakfast, which is not exactly. I mean, the Adventurers Guild is renowned for how well it caters to its
Mhm.
members and temporary members. And as you're taking in an open contract, you're being offered the same amenities as a temporary um, a guild member, which is just fairly good. If you take like a closed contract, which are contracts that are offered by the residents of the settlement rather than the guild itself, then you're not offered a temporary um, temporary temporary offer. Basically, you're not a temporary guild member. You're just working to make money.
Contractor, basically.
But yeah, basically. So for now, you're even Hecate. Hecate. Um,
No, that's not that's not you. Sorry.
no.
I'm half distracted right now.
It's all good.
It's fine. Even Hecate, you can't help but notice that this is better than what you get at some inns, except the really high quality ones when you go to like a pretty a much larger city. But in larger cities, they're not as impressed with you as a bard, so usually you have to pay. So this is a very good meal for it to be free.
Yeah, he's kind of like just. Oh god, he's basically like pulling a Vegeta. Is like, this is fine for now.
All right. So, you eat your meals and then um, reconvene at the on the outside where Tish is waiting for you, just kind of walking in circles and patiently awaiting you guys to come. When you finally do, she just huffs and walks up to Herrick and just nuzzles into his chest, just kind of um, request in something you haven't spent a lot of time with Tish, but she is from the time you spent with her. She's currently requesting that you scratch her neck, and she's not going to. She's not going to let you move on until you do.
An angry dragon has just can't hold a handle to the scorn of a horse that wants scritches.
She huffs imperiously.
Alright. Last chance before we leave civilization for half a 10-day. Anyone got any last minute things they need to grab?
Just raises a talon.
I have one last thing as well, myself. But it shouldn't take too long. I just need to figure out where the nearest jeweler is. Or a trinket shop of some sort.
Seora, while you were looking for a teller, you found a jeweler. It was closed, and it would be open during the day. It didn't have the icons on it that speak to it being open at night. But it's not night anymore. The sky is a hazy pink with as always this light red clouds. In the east, you see more angry, dark crimson clouds that foretell a storm. But with the way that the wind is blowing, you don't think that you're going to have to deal with that storm. It's not going to pass over you, or it shouldn't, unless something drastic happens to the weather. Um, the light purple, the diffuse, uh, blurry sky with just kind of these uh, pinkish red clouds is above you, and the sun, as always, diffuse white sphere in the sky with a crimson halo over it.
So anyways, with all that said, in response to what Gil said, Sayara will point toward the direction it would be in, and will say, that way.
Oh yeah, you did head out last night, didn't you? Alright. And just kind of starts wandering that direction.
And I have to come up with another voice for another NPC tonight. All right, so you approach this
Don't
jewelry.
worry, I'm not gonna take too
and-
long here.
No worries. You approach jewelry, the door opens, and you hear, come on in, come on in. And you see a round halfling behind a counter with just kind of, he's looking at a gemstone with a little glass that he keeps like turning on his eye. And he says, it'll be a minute. And after a few seconds, he puts down the gemstone, scritches a number, a few notes on a pad, and then turns to you and says, "Oh, hello. My name is Gilbert. What can I do for you?"
Hey, we're heading out for a long journey. Just wanted a raw piece of material to work with as we were on our travels. I don't have too much, so probably something like quartz or glass that you've got on hand.
Oh, yes, of course. Do I have some raw gemstone? Oh, I have an idea. He moves down to the back and comes back with this rough piece of opal with still kind of stone attached to the back and just kind of a bit like it's good. It's a good 3 inches long by 2 inches wide, 1.5 inches deep, thick, and there's kind of a big piece of rock still attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I've gotten this one. The little fella just came by, he found it, he just kind of broke it off and came to give it to me. I don't really have anything I can do with this. I can't put it into any jewelry quite yet. I would have to polish and do all the work. It takes time. So how about this? You give me 10 gold pieces. I give you this. And then you do all the work, polish it, cut it, and if you come back to me, I'll offer for, depending on the quality of the cut. And if you just want to bring it elsewhere, we'll do so as well.
Sounds to be right about my price range at the moment. Think you have yourself a deal.
He nods and then taps the counter for you to drop 10 gold pieces on it.
Yep, we've got a platinum.
All right, so you drop a platinum. He
silver?
takes a plat.
No, what the fuck? Why is that an electrum? I think that's supposed to be a platinum. Whatever. Nope, we're good.
And so he takes the platinum piece and he says, "Oh, you don't see a lot of those running around. Thank you very much. All right, here you go." He puts the piece of black opal in front of him. So this is black opal. Raw.
Yep.
Probably, unless you mess it up, 50 gold piece.
Base.
If you do a
base
really
cost
good
for
job.
cut, yeah.
Yeah, and if you do a really good job, you might be able to get it up to 100. But it's gonna take some really good rolling.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. That's all Gil had to do.
All right. So he waves at you as you start to head out. The Tish is moving a bit fast for you, and then just kind of looks back, scoffs, and slows down to move at a pace which you can follow. And she sometimes move a bit further and just kind of comes back. And you begin your journey. So as we go from town to
Well, did Sayora have something? Because she raised her hand as well.
She just wanted to get a spell component pouch because
oh
fucking hell.
Yep.
I
so
forgot to get one.
Ciara, while
Got
they
the money for it now.
I hope I have the money for it.
that's too actiony. All right, so Ciara, all right, so Ciara, you you make your way to right next to the guild is the society, the Arcane Society. You make your way to the Arcane Society, and there's a young woman behind the counter, and she goes, "Welcome, welcome to the Arcane Society. What can I do for you today?"
Yes, I would like a component pouch.
"Oh, of course. Just give me a few seconds. I'll get everything you need. Can I have a list of your spells so I know what to include?"
Looks really confused for a second on what to say, and just do you have something to write this down?
She smiles and just kind of takes out like a blue glowing tablet and just kind of says, "Go on."
Just shakes negatively and just points to herself.
All right. So she takes just kind of like the types of she gives you a standard pouch with do you have any spells that require specific costly components?
So
Chromatic orb.
I don't have chromatic orb right now. Like I only have a few
Identify.
spells that require components. Like the only thing that is costly, really, I guess,
Find
would
familiar.
be find familiar.
Yeah, there you go.
Like only other stuff I have are like,
Gotta get that brazen
other
incense.
things I don't want to say out loud yet.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
You can just
No,
say the
I don't.
components.
I don't want you to tell the other players what your spells are. You can just tell me. I tell her my spells. That's all I need.
Yeah.
So she goes over your thing and finds the components necessary. She gives you a basic component pouch with that covers most spells, and then she says, do you want to purchase a bit of charcoal, incense, and herbs for your familiar ritual?"
Just nods as
Right.
the little geometrically shaped butterfly just peeks out from underneath her cloak.
How many castings worth?
Oh, this is. Yeah, you know what?
It's 10 gold each.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. screw it. She's going to say 10.
Ooh, 10. You plan on resummoning your familiar quite often. Let's. She shrugs and gives you 100 gold's worth of the find familiar material. So just type in your inventory like 100 gold's worth of charcoal / incense / herbs and a brass brazier.
Yeah.
All right. So you, Seora, once you're done buying your stuff, you make your way back to the party and you begin to walk away from Garnet.
Yep.
Did Herrick or Hecate need anything, or are we good?
I mean, there's stuff Herrick wants, but he's only got 15 gold, so.
Fair.
Yeah, there's not much I can really do here. I guess Hecate's just here for the ride so far.
Alright, then off we go.
I mean, until we start instituting communism in this party and sharing the wealth.
Fair. Alright, then we're off, I believe.
Well, Hecate, I'm gonna go into your inventory.
Yeah, I'm subtracting it right now.
Hecate, you don't have anything in your inventory as for money. So what I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna give you a little bit of coinage that you've accumulated over your time as a bard. You should have some money as a traveling bard of decent renown. So how about you put like 80 copper in your sheet?
Ooh, let me figure out where I can do that. Okay.
Okay, so
yep, I see it.
it's the second tab. So we'll just put 80 copper.
Okay.
I'm gonna generate loot for you. 50 gold pieces.
All right.
And 110 silver pieces.
Jesus.
I mean, most of what you get is in silver, and then you put it in the electrum section. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I realized I fixed
that. Most of what you get is in silver, like people giving you money for your things, and the inn pay you usually in gold. But still, often you get silver, and you need to. So you know what? I'm just going to do a little edit. I'm gonna put like instead of 50 gold straight, you had 53 gold. It's kind of like so that it's kind of like feels more like money you've been gathering, not an exact amount. Feels better like this. Okay, so I'm just going to go over here and I'm gonna play with your stuff real quick. There we go. That's good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so also Hecate, I don't know if I told you about this, but okay, so something to tell to everyone in the stream that I kind of forgot to say in the beginning. I realized that I gave like a magical steed to Min to Eric, and I didn't really give anything else to the other party members in the first session. So I went over between sessions and made sure that they have a little something special for each of their character.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And Hecate has a I made their accordion a magical item. So the accordion that Hecate uses to play is actually a magic item that they get to use for various fun things. One of which is to cast a few spells that are um, situational, so you don't have to spend a slot to learn that spell, and otherwise a spell that's not available to bards. So we have a few spells relating to that, and when Hecate uses the accordion of the southern winds, we'll see what happens then. For now, that's all I'm going to tell. And other people got other types of boons that are going to be revealed as time goes by. But Hecate, you probably can't find any instrument in Garnet, which is a smaller city, that you could find a you couldn't find anything better than what you've got right now, instrument wise. Well, you could find maybe a better flute or a better violin, but not a better accordion. You're gonna need to find, if you want to find a better accordion, you might need to find it in a horde of a dragon or some shit.
Or like some massive city or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so far, I think Hecate would be okay with what he's got on him. Like, he may browse here and there, see if he catches anything that piques his interest. But as far as I'm aware, he's not really interested in grabbing anything.
I'm not going to do that. Don't worry about it.
All right. So, as you begin to leave, you start traveling, and I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do this. I want someone to roll me a D1. Everyone roll me a D100.
Oh god, okay.
This is stupid. We might not find ourselves in a situation where we're dealing it. So a
You're right,
74,
pretty
an 89,
widespread.
a 30, and a 2. That's nice.
Oh no.
Tony, you rolled a 2. Tony, you know what? I'm gonna like look at all of them and I'm gonna pick the funniest.
Oh no.
Okay,
I'm
that's
scared.
not funny. 89.
I am actually scared.
Okay. Oh, 89 might be cool. Okay. And 30. Okay. Okay. So all right. So we're going to have two of them happen. So you're going to encounter two random things for this day. First one, Tony, we're going to go with yours.
Oh no.
Roll me a D4, please.
Oh no. Okay.
2. All right. So as you travel, I'm gonna switch to like battle music. Give me a second.
Oh shit.
Great.
Shit. Ah, fuck.
So you approach, and as you're traveling on the road, you get to a place, a bit more of a clearing, a bit more, kind of like a bit less trees, a bit wider, and you approach on your dangerous enemies. So, as you come into this clearing type place, you hear a loud screeching growl, and two cats walk onto the road. Not magic cats, not giant cats, not tigers, not lions. Two cats.
Just two feral wildcats.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have battle music for this.
It's a battle encounter.
There's two
what
cats.
do you
There's
do?
two birds.
Are we able to just walk past them?
You choose
I mean,
to
I
walk
get the
past the
feeling
cats?
Tish can outspeed them easily.
You choose to walk past these feral creatures?
Yes.
Okay, you won this encounter. You beat the cats.
How much experience do we receive?
Wait,
we're
I
doing
was gonna say,
milestone!
can I kill them with
Okay, but
vicious
for
mockery?
the sake of the bit.
No,
you wanna,
not kill the
you
cat.
wanna viciously insult the cats? Yeah,
They
sure,
even
go
speak
ahead.
a language.
Yeah, doesn't the target need to understand you? Or is it literally just that it can hear? I can't remember.
Click the
It
spell.
might
for
just
me,
be
Tony,
that can
please.
hear you.
give me like 2 seconds. I gotta like.
I
pull this
might
back up.
be thinking of like suggestion or something.
It is if the target can hear you, though it need not understand.
Okay, gotcha.
God damn it, Tony.
So Tony, you see the two cats. There's one smaller cat that seems to be in a conflict with a larger, fatter cat that seems to be pushing it around.
Oh, I thought there was more to that.
Nope.
No, that's it.
Oh, just cat fight.
What the hell is this? Did somebody leave their two pets just sitting around fighting each other?
All right. So which one do you target with your insults?
The big one.
All right.
and and I take the small one with me.
All right. So as you're walking, you see the cats fighting. Hecate insults the fat cat, who immediately dies, splurting blood everywhere. And then the other cat looks at you, horror in its eyes, and you just pick it up, and it stays very still, deathly afraid, as you continue on your journey.
Oh my gosh.
Is it too late to leave the bard behind?
I vote we leave the bard behind.
I don't know if this is better than the horny bard.
Look, Gil, I know you don't fully trust me, but at least I don't go around just murdering cats.
All right.
At least I take
so-
care of animals.
Brutal.
Well,
Expect the cat to just explode. What the fuck?
It's a
hey
cat.
Gil. Hey Gil, I'll ask you a question which is
Mhm.
going to change the entire dynamic of this encounter. Day or night?
I would assume probably like, probably getting closer to like afternoon, evening, at this point.
So still in the day,
Yeah.
not quite night. Okay.
Oh, hello, Rufus. I
Alright.
just killed a cat.
So
I'm sorry, Tony. You are just a war criminal now.
all right.
You're worse than Tiamat.
So
Oh no.
So you
Pretty
keep
much.
going.
Catastrophic
And-
losses.
As you continue on your day, walking forward, you see, Tony, give me an animal for fun.
Don't give her this kind of power. She's just gonna kill it.
It can be an elk. It can be
The first thing that came
a
to mind was a
rabbit,
snake.
a squirrel,
Snake.
a snake. Okay,
It's
so
a snake.
you see it just. So as you're traveling on the road, you see in the middle of the road just kind of this. I'm gonna roll. This green snake, just kind of slowly slithering forward. It's just there.
Should I guess vicious mockery again?
It is entirely up to you, but the entire party
You
is
can
looking
do
at
what you
you with
want.
like
Just remember, you
concern.
can't do it. But if you do, you will probably be judged for it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Vicious mockery. That's a wisdom save, right?
Eric disapproves.
No. I think Hecate was just thinking that in his mind. Like he just takes like a deep inhale, like
No,
through
no,
his.
no, no! Don't let them make this less interesting.
Oh, no!
Go on, you can do it. Find an insult for a snake. Go ahead. What do you say to the snake?
What's with this slithering bastard coming up on our path today?
The snake stops in its tracks, turns to you and says, "Well, that's not very nice."
What the fuck?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, look what you've gone and done.
Well, go fuck yourself. I have a cat.
Maybe this is just a sign that you shouldn't insult every single animal you pass by.
The snake looks at you guys, just kind of glares at Hecate, and then looks around and says, "Well, you're a merry band of adventurers. Where perhaps are you heading?"
Sayora just first points back to Hecate and says, "Excuse me, I do not wish to associate with this individual."
Hecate just kind of glares
the
back and
snake-
like
The
strokes the
snake
cat.
goes. It laughs.
Yeah, Hecate just kind of like glares at it. Oh my god.
You just see
You are-
a beady-eyed stare back, just as if Sayora just doesn't give a shit.
Well, I was just gonna like glare and just like stroke the cat's head.
Make an animal handling check.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh,
See
no.
if it fucking bites you because it's scared shitless.
Oh?
Cat, you're
18.
not doing me any
Okay,
good here.
so you managed to calm down the cat. So the snake just looks.
It's like
and-
I saved the cat, damn it.
From yourself?
All right.
Is it
so-
really saving if you just catnap it?
Ah.
Hey, look, that's how I got Rupee, alright?
All right. So the snake goes to open its jaws again, and Tish whinnies, and the snake looks at her and says, "Yeah, yes." And Tish continues to just kind of move her head around and make various horse noises. And then the snake says, "Oh, really? That's interesting. Well, how about we do this? In exchange for this uncourteous
bard you sent my way.
Oh
How
no!
about you? How about you let me travel with you for a little while?
Oh no!
That way, perhaps we'll advance faster than I would slithering on the ground.
And where might your destination be?
Down this road.
And your reason?
Would you accept the divine ordinance?
No, no!
Considering you are currently speaking to us in common, it doesn't seem that out of the ordinary.
That is fair.
I didn't even mean to kill the cat. I'm just gonna roll with it. I just wanted to like piss it off. I
Gil
forget how
will,
deadly vicious mockery is.
Gil will reach down and let the snake kind of coil itself up his arm.
The snake is going to just kind of coil up your arm and just kind of settle around your shoulders and say, this is nice.
Gil just kind of side eyes the snake resting on the shoulder.
Like, don't
You
fucking
bite.
say it like that.
You bite anyone, I'm throwing you against the nearest tree.
Oh,
Gil stone
If I-
faces. He is not kidding.
the snake laughs a bit more, getting out an hissing laugh, and says, "Oh, don't worry. I don't plan on biting anyone, and if I bit you, you wouldn't be doing any throwing."
All right, children, break it up.
The snake laughs again. And just kind of comfortably drapes himself on your shoulders.
Yeah. And we
You
continue.
continue your path.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then comes the time for the rest.
I didn't
And-
even mean to kill the cat. I just wanted to piss it off.
It's
Too
fine.
bad you're marked for the rest of the campaign.
It
This
was a
seems
fucking
like it.
cat. They've got like 1 HP.
I forgot how much damage vicious mockery does. Okay, I'm fairly new to this.
You're good.
It doesn't matter how much damage it does. Cats have 1 HP. If you do any damage whatsoever,
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
So-
1 HP.
Small animals, not durable.
well, now
Yeah.
now Hecate just feels a little guilty as he just continues to just slowly stroke the cat to calm
Well-
it down.
well, you don't have to worry because this snake has 97 HP.
I mean,
So you'll be
Jesus.
also to be fair, from what Warboss was saying, the bigger cat absolutely a bully, deserved.
Yeah, deserved. When you started talking about vicious mockery in the cat, I was like, I need to engineer a situation where it's kind of okay if you kill one of them. Unless you kill the small, tiny one who's being bullied, at which point I'd be very... Well, I still engineered a situation where you could have made it okay, so it's not my fault anymore.
It's like
Nope.
I saved you, and now you're mine.
Yep.
I have a cat.
You are being
But yes, as
liberated.
I-
Please do not resist.
But yes, as I said, this you will not risk killing this snake. It's got 97 HP. It's good. You're not killing this. All right. So you settle down for the evening, and I think what we're going to do is I'm gonna let you choose if you want to share some information, if you want to interact a bit with your party members.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, after this rest is done, I think we're going to be at a good place to stop for next time.
Honestly, I just want to see how like everyone's holding up after I just fucking killed a cat, but just insulting it.
Everyone is keeping a noticeable distance from the bard.
Pretty much.
One thing
Oh.
that will be happening during this stay is you will be hearing a one-sided conversation between the snake and Tish, where the snake is just going, "Oh, oh, really? That's interesting. Really, 2 kobolds." And they're just kind of
Tish is
having this
giving her kill
conversation.
count.
Tish is having a conversation with the snake, and the snake is finding this very funny.
Oh, amazing. Alright.
But if you don't have anything, this is a good place to stop for the night.
I mean,
I do have some flavor stuff to do, but
Ooh, I like
Mhm.
flavor stuff.
go ahead.
essentially, we have a campfire set up, right?
Yeah, sure.
We'll
I mean, if you want to set up a campfire, you can have
Yeah.
a campfire set up.
So, at the campfire, Sarah just seems to be sitting there staring at the fire. And she seems to just be dancing her talons around as the fire moves along with it. And just seems to be casually playing around
With the flames.
and making strange figures inside of it.
shaping the flames in unnatural patterns.
Yes.
Very fun.
Just
Yeah.
as a kind of a fidget thing.
Gil would,
Mhm.
as that's going on, probably start setting up to take first watch and takes out that small bit of opal that he just got and starts working on it.
All right.
Note one thing that I do want to do with that, by the way.
Mhm.
Noticing this, Sarah's going to stop for a moment, get up, and walk over to Gil and just observe for a moment.
Gil just
Hmm.
kind of glances up, raises an eyebrow.
Son, is this a hobby of yours?
Something like that.
Eye glistens for a moment. And then she says, well, how about turning out some extra profit, so to say?
What do you have in mind?
She reaches for her pack and goes into a pouch that's kind of set off from the others, but she pulls out, I'd say, in particular, let's go with a tiger eye. And shows it to Gil.
To clarify, Warboss, were these gems already cut, I assume?
I probably shouldn't ask that, yeah.
Well, some of them are a bit rougher than others. The tiger's eye, I'm going to say, since it's the one you selected, is tiger's eye. The tiger's eye itself is is more of a like rectangular shape, and usually Tiger's eyes are preferred in a more um, spherical shape. So the gemstones you have are all worth 10 gold pieces. They're polished, but they're not cut, is what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to grab the polished gemstones and cutting them, you might increase the value to maybe 25 gold pieces rather than
So it'd be like a rough cut, basically.
10. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I made a thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh boy. Can't wait to see that later. Alright, cool.
I just posted it.
Amazing.
Gil just kind of nods. I probably find a use for that.
I'm just gonna
Well, let me
just the
put it
whole
this
time you
way.
guys have these gems out, there's just a glint in Herrick's eye.
Let me put it this way. Do well this, there might be more where that came from.
The glint gets bigger.
Also, here I'll pop this open on stream for people. There you go. Amazing.
Just a shitty edit I just did.
Man, it's almost like having Gene in this campaign.
Oh no.
But Gil will just kind of nod. It's just starts kind of looking at the gemstone, trying to figure out what he's gonna do with it before he just kind of. Actually, I think he will probably pivot to that one because that one's gonna require less time. Because it's already got a rough cut. It's not got a lot of like stone to actually jostle out of.
Okay. You're gonna feel a weight drop on your shoulders as the snake is there now. You didn't hear it slither up to you or climb your arm or do anything. It's just poof, it's on your shoulders. It looks at you work.
Alright.
I'll take that out of my
This is
inventory.
interesting. um. Okay. You, the snake begins to rhythmically, tap the tip of his tail on your shoulder, and it speaks, something in a hissing language. And I'd like you to make your check with your gem crafting tools
Mhm.
with advantage, and I'm going to say it's going to be dexterity. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
There
what I
you
have it set as. Alright, with advantage, you
So
said?
I think that's what it does. Just give me a second. I want to double check something.
Didn't roll great. It's a 7 and a 5, but 13 total.
I believe. Yes, I believe Cat's Grace gives you advantage on dexterity check.
Yep.
That would be correct.
So 13. So you get a bit of it done, but you don't yeah, you get a bit of it done, but you don't manage to finish it today. And
Not a bad
working
start.
on it, you don't think you're gonna be able to get like maximum value. You shaved a bit too much somewhere.
Mhm.
So it's not going to be as big and beautiful as you could have made it, but like you can always shave a bit more and make it still beautiful but smaller.
Oh, come on. There we go. So about 50% done. Do we want to say?
Unless you nat one and split it in half, you always can try another time. It's just that if you succeed on the first go, you get a better result.
Yep. I'm gonna put that at like half done for now.
And you're not going to need someone to cast enhance ability to have advantage on the next one, because you've already done most of the work.
Mm-hmm.
So the next check is going to be with advantage. But even if you roll very, very good, you've already failed one check, so it's not going to be max.
As we're just kind of hanging around the fire and just kind of relaxing as people slowly settle down, and Gil takes first watch. Gil's gonna kind of speak quietly to the snake without really turning away from his work. So, do you actually have a name, or should we just keep calling you the snake?
Well, in the NPC folder of this game, I'm named the Green Snake. I'm kidding. Oh, fuck. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can't do a thing.
As you're doing that, I will also say I like to imagine that when the snake casts Cat's Grace, Gil's eyes get that like slitted pupil look, like a reptilian snake kind of vibe.
Yep. I'm gonna. I didn't give. It's a random encounter. I didn't give this motherfucker a name. Give me a few seconds.
You added it to the party. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I know. I know. It makes sense.
I'm not gonna do that to every NPC, but I am gonna do it to the ones that decide to join the party.
I've had a name for all of them so far. It's just my fault. I didn't think of starting to look for it when.
It's all good.
Sure, let's go with that. You can call me Angelis.
Out of curiosity, does that name have a language of origin, or is that just kind of a generic name? I will say.
If you had to say, and I'm going to delete this because I've decided to change the name.
Nope. All right.
There.
Fucking of course. I see.
Yeah, he has an extra S. You would know that Angeles is there are two possibilities that you can think of. At this time, it's either something draconic or something celestial. There are root words for both that would make sense for Angeles.
Roger that.
So yeah, Draken or celestial.
Makes sense. It's a snake. I'm sure there's nothing more suspicious about the snake at all.
No, nothing.
It's just a snake that speaks common. Nothing concerning about that.
Yeah, totally.
It speaks. The snake speaks common, Aarakocra, Abyssal, Aqua, Oran.
I see.
All right.
Oh, does it speak giants?
Yes, I believe so.
Jackpot!
This is probably the coolest thing we could have rolled on the random encounter table for Forest.
It's very good.
All right, so
All right. So yeah, I think from there, Gil's just taking watch, and we'll let the night play out.
Hecate's just like slowly stroking this cat to like hopefully let it sleep.
all right. So the cat does not, in fact, run away during the night.
Yeah, like an 18 animal handling earlier. It's probably fine.
Fear will keep them in line.
Oh no!
Fear will keep them feline even.
Oh my god.
We're not letting you live this down.
And as you
Will
go
not be
to
scratched from the record.
as you go to sleep, this is where we're gonna end session
Mm-hmm.
with a few fun things having happened. You've gotten your first quest. You've just to be clear as to the way that this works. Our good friends over here, detect evil, detect magic, and detect. So, just to be clear for the stream, between sessions, I had the party decide where they would be teleported. Um, so they decided they wanted to be teleported to some place in Bastion, and they chose to go with the Adventurous Guild. Sorry, I gave them a choice between the Adventurous Guild, the Society, and another place, which we're not going to discuss. They chose to go to the Adventurous Guild rather than the Arcane Society, which is it would have been different. It would have been a very different flavor of quests that they would have gotten from the guild rather than the um, well, they would have gotten a very different flavor of spell from the Arcane Society than they do from the Adventurers Guild. I'm going to keep messing that up. One is a guild for adventurers, and the other is a society for arcane. And I'm going to keep calling one the Adventurers Society from time to time, but let's just be clear that that's not the thing. That's not a thing. I'm going to fucking get it right one day.
All right. Well, yeah. I think with that, thank you all so very much for stopping by. Take care of
And
yourselves.
have a good week, and we'll see you next Monday.
For the next session of Crown of the Tyrant Queen.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care of all your cats.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be giving Ruby some extra love.
Good.